Hello class, and welcome to the next episode of our cave story walkthrough, where we will be continuing on from where we left off last time with the bad ending, and we're going to skip on to the good ending, and finish off with the last, well, not really the last area of the game, but the second to last area of the game. So yeah. So you've already heard all this dialogue before, but basically all you gotta do is when he says, "Do you want to escape with me?" you just gotta say no. And he'll have some new stuff to say. So yeah. So anyway. So yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. Okay, so pretty soon he's gonna ask you, so it's probably the most important dialogue choice in the game, but really there's only one right answer, so anyway. Alright, so what you gotta do is you gotta say no here, and then he has a few new things to say. Apparently, there is one way you can change the Amiga back. Destroy the island's core. What does that have to do with anything? But okay. But the island may collapse if you destroy the core. So basically you're gonna either tear down the island to save and kill all the Amiga at the same time, or just run away from the island and get all the Amiga killed by people on the surface. But you can at least save some people on the surface, right? Anyway. So there's the flying dragon. So instead of saying just get on the dragon, he has a new dialogue here. So anyway, you might see the thing down below. Use the jetpack carefully and you can maneuver onto here. There's a little drop there, you gotta be careful of that. And in here. And here's the little house. You may remember the little green guy in the first episode. This is his family. So there's a little side quest where you go get the Mr. Little Guy, and you can actually bring him back here in return for probably what is the best gun in the game. Although definitely not compared to the Spur, but probably the second best maybe. It's a really interesting gun. But anyway. Up here and up here. Now there are actually 3 requirements to enter the best ending. One of them is met right here. Well, pretty soon anyway. Basically, the requirements are, you gotta grab the 290 counter, you have to save Curly Brace, and you have to get the Booster 2.0. So we're already well on our way to saving Curly Brace, and there's pretty much only one step left. And the 290 counter is gotten by just entering in here. So we are in the clock room, beware of the spikes of course. Open the treasure chest, and we get the 290 counter. So this treasure chest is actually locked if we don't have the Booster 2.0 at this stage, or we haven't saved Curly. So we are the challenger in anticipation of our determination. So yeah. So this is basically a timer for the very last area, for the very last secret area of the game. So yeah. It's a pretty long area, but I swear some people have got some really amazing times on it. So these guys are pretty simple. You may notice on the outer wall, everything flies towards the wall. So that's a neat little tidbit there. So I'm still relearning how to use the jetpack properly. But if you know what you're doing, it can be pretty easy just to scale this wall. So yeah. Over here and up here and up here. So yeah. Now there's actually some sand crocs in this sand here. Boomskull Star is hitting them, so we don't have a chance to blast them with the Spur. Get a pretty much one-shot kill. But well, we do with what we can. Anyway, up here. Oh, I got hit by the sand croc. That's 15 health off. That's quite a bit, that's for sure. But anyway, up here and up here. Here and up through here. In case you hadn't figured it out already, the darkened bits of railing are you can walk through. So yeah, the dog paw blocks and that kind of thing. Anyway, watch out for the gaps. this bit, it's there's like 2 more of these guys. You don't really have to worry too much. Their projectiles can be destroyed and they don't deal too much damage, but there is a lot of them. So just be careful of that. I missed with my level max gun, so I'm gonna have to see if I can poke her a few times. There we go. Alright. So even stationary loot like missile launchers and health pickups actually do gravitate towards the island here, so don't need to worry about that. Up here and over here, and we're almost there. Just through this door and we are at the plantation pretty much. Gotta talk to this guy first. He's a scared little wee guy, isn't he? Anyway. So he's really scared of us apparently. So he was a human, but he was turned into a Amiga by magic. He's actually part of the original research team that came with the Doctor and Sue, Booster, and everybody. So yeah. He'll have a little more importance later. So yeah, probably run away, but he couldn't really blend in at the surface, I guess. So yeah, we did climb up all the way up the wall from outside, but he has an innate fear of heights apparently. So he shouldn't have come to the floating island. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, let's hit the save point again. There we go. Head over here. Now you may notice that whenever you take damage and your weapon is at a lowish level, I guess, you actually will lose bits of your star. So keep that in mind. So there's a few bats that hover around this bigger bat. The bigger bat has quite a bit of health. Don't need to worry too much. So there's a little secret up here. We'll revisit it later, but this is a neat little area here. This is the passage. Over here. It's the statue chamber. So here's all the previous owners of the demon crown. And over here, this guy is carving the final owner. That's pretty cool. If you're wondering about that door down below, that's just that's for later. Anyway, so you may notice the title screen music in the background, so that's pretty awesome, isn't it? So we have a few things to show you, and we will actually be finishing this area in this episode. It's not too terribly long, but it is probably one of the longest areas. Anyway, over down here is a little secret. It's not really secret, but here we are. Here's Curly Brace. So the Doctor from the surface is using the Amiga to grow red flowers. Apparently some similar kinds of events have occurred in the past. So apparently Curly's reboot process completely wiped her memory. So we're gonna need to find some way to fix that. So she fell down near the spring. She doesn't remember who she is, and she's like probably scrap metal now. Okay, apparently there's a mushroom that helps recover memory. Woo! So yeah, guess what we're getting? A mushroom. Anyway, that's we'll get that later. So there's a few birds that are bugs really, cockroaches I guess, that fly in a specific pattern. There's these spitting gunfish. They can be used as steps, but their bubbles aren't terribly bad either. You can pretty much safely ignore them, especially because you have the jetpack. So yeah, you may see the item down there in the instant death trap. That is impossible to get right now. So let's just head back. Now I guess the game knew that we hated water platforming so much, it just gave us a little shortcut. All the way back to the beginning here. So there's nothing else for us here. So let's just go try that door really quick just to show you guys. Anyway. So in case you're wondering what the little item was, it's actually the key to said room. So we're gonna go ahead and try to enter. Just to show you guys what happens. And it reads "Do not enter." Also, it's locked. So, anyway, let's head back. Be careful with the instant death trap. It would kind of suck to die right now, wouldn't it? Anyway, with the air bubble, we don't have to worry about air supply anymore, which is really nice. But staying in water does remove a lot of mobility, and most of that's solved with the jetpack, but not every bit. Anyway, up through here, and over this way. Now you're going to notice a few types of enemies soon. There are those guys, the orange guys. Now there's actually a secret block here that leads down into this door, but there's a person inside that asks for a password, so we don't actually know that password yet. So those guys only attack when provoked. And there's also Amiga, who don't talk to you at all. None of them do right now, actually. We'll head up there later. There are also these little green things. You can safely stand on top of them, and they kind of just dance around. Anyway, yeah, pretty simple. Sorry. And here is a rest area. Now here's the fisher guy from Mimiga Village. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe all these people here are former residents of the village. Interesting. So he's gonna go down and fish. He's actually gonna catch that item that was in the instant death trap for us, so we can get into the room. So the Amiga still don't talk to us at all. None of them do. At all. So let's just head out here. Careful of the green guy. And let's head up here because there's actually a few secrets we need to grab before we continue on in the area. So anyway, up here. And up here. You can see they're growing red flowers and harvesting them here. So that's kind of interesting. So here is a jail full of Mimiga, probably rebel Mimiga or something like that. So they're all kind of angry at the doctor, and we're all like here to kill him and stuff. So there's a few humans here as well. Interesting. A Sakamoto person hiding in the plantation somewhere. Sue's mom, maybe. So he's planning on making them fight the killer robots. So you can probably see the block here. Go and open it up, and down here, down here, down here, and down here. And here's a teleporter. So the destination is unknown. Let's go ahead and teleport though. So in case you remember, Professor Booster escaped from the doctor and showed up in the Bushlands shelter. This is the teleporter he used. So anyway, now that we're here, let's go ahead and pick up that missile expansion pack we missed earlier, which should be a little easier to get now that we have the spur and everything, and the level 2 jetpack. Makes it easier to get up. But anyway, just over here and over here. Yeah, you can get the few missile and hard ups in the other side. So red flower petals, as you can probably imagine, there's going to be some kind of a rabbit Amiga. Comes out of the fireplace. He jumps around all the time constantly, but he only does damage when his mouth is open. Fortunately, we got a pretty strong hit on him with the spur, so we don't need to worry about him too much. If you would come here earlier, he would be a little bit more of a challenge. But we now have I believe we now have the max missiles in this stage of the game. So, yeah. Certainly getting there. Anyway, let's go ahead and refill our life and save, and then head through the teleporter again. Back to the plantation so we can continue on with that. Anyway, through here, and there we go. And up through here, and up here, and up here, all that good stuff, and here we are. So let's head on up and grab a life capsule. Anyway, this one should increase our life by 4 if I remember correctly. And yeah, ooh, got hit there, but it wasn't too terribly bad. Although they can swarm you, they do have erratic movements, so you can kind of just guess where they'll end up and shoot there. So here you are, we have our life capsule, which increased our life by 4. We are now at 45 maximum life. I missed. Let's see if we can get up somehow. No? It's not gonna work. Let's see if there's a different way to get up. I'm just gonna ignore all the enemies because they pretty much ignore you. Anyway, up here, and over this way. Another little thing to show you guys. So there's another giant bat thing with its minions, and another one of those orange dudes. Yeah, I think they might be called ogres, I'm not actually sure. But anyway, over this way, and over this way. As you can see, they kind of just jump and just throw little shurikens at you or something. I don't know. So anyway, over here, as you can see, there's the remaining Amiga from the village. The Fisher guy and King are left out, and Taroko, of course, and Taroko as well. So that's the reason there aren't as many as there should be. Those are all the Amiga that are left, except the Fisher guy. And I think the farmer's actually helping grow the flowers, probably somewhere. Anyway, here's a little top path, but unfortunately there's no way in right now. So yeah. Can't get in, you can't have any dialogue with them at all right now. So anyway, over this way, and over here. And let's see what's up here. Nothing really, just a little side path over here. Now the red blocks actually don't do anything to you, they're just walk-throughable. But if you go above them, you're gonna get crushed. There's a bunch of horizontal presses, or whatever they're called. And they obliterate you when they hit you. You're gonna need some kind of really, really powerful and really long-lasting propulsion for that to work. So anyway, let's head over here. Don't forget to clear out those guys. They can be taken out from one good hit from the regular spur, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Anyway, up here. So they do have quite a bit of health, the gunfish, because they're supposed to be used as steps if you need to. So he caught something strange in his bucket. So let's go ahead and pick it up. It is the teleporter room key, which leads us to the last teleporter in the area. So yeah. Should work on a door somewhere nearby. Ooh, apparently he wants some fish. Well, I guess the Amiga favorite food is fish, right? I remember the kids earlier that Curly was watching. Anyway, let's see if we can jump up over here. Yes, we can. Alright, teleporter room key, and here's a teleporter. I may see this guy and think enemy, but no, he's just kind of sits there. Let's go ahead and teleport. But before we can, he reacts. And he kind of stomps on us. So yeah. Don't worry though, this is actually required for the story to progress in this area. He will take us to the cell. Right about here. The cell that Sue and Jack and this guy were in. Unfortunately, everybody left except this guy. So yeah, Sue would smack us, we would move an inch. That's kind of funny. Anyway, it's a jail, and those who oppose the doctor are locked up in here. Yada yada yada. Apparently, experiments on them. Anyway. So, anyways, she was here as well. Yeah, she was carried off only a few minutes ago, apparently. Let's go ahead and hit save. You may have heard the item getting sound earlier. That was a little gift from her. It's so as you can see, the block on the bottom disappeared. But first, we need to read this letter. So yeah, a researcher group, Professor Booster, a few assistants, the doctor. He apparently was the medical needs guy. So he found the demon crown. He used to belong to the master of the island, and it grants immense magical powers to anyone who dons it, apparently. So anyway, so he came here like 10 years ago to grab the crown and then use the Amiga and all that good stuff. Anyway, So, yeah, all that good stuff. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty much just stuff you already know. All that, yeah. So look for a hidden safe house. Remember that. What's the password room? So the password is the name of the game spelled backwards. Not that original, but apparently the original password was actually the original password, I believe, was the name of the creator of the game spelled backwards or something like that. But nobody would really get that. So anyway, the block disappeared, which is kind of sloppy for the game, but okay. Let's head out and head to the safe house. So yeah, down here. It is on the lower level, if I remember correctly. And over here. Up here, over here, down here. And let's hit the password room and in through here. So this is Sue's mom here. So apparently we're a hero. Sue's mom, yeah. So get the flower seeds. Okay. How did you get back on the island if you were thrown off? Okay. So she's building a rocket for us to get past all those presses up at the top. But she doesn't have enough parts. So she's gonna take away our booster, so we can't really finish off anything until we actually get it back. She's gonna need a sprinkler. Go ahead and say no here. So yeah. So we got the Mimiga mask in return for our booster. So we now have that. Anyway. So apparently it's a bit too big, but okay. So that's why they didn't talk to us. So we can now actually talk to any Mimiga around the island, around the place. So yeah. So we're gonna go grab a sprinkler now. So it's a rocket. Pretty simple. Anyway, down here we have a bed and a save point. So yeah, pretty simple, I guess. Anyway, hit the save point, be all happy and stuff. Head up through the door again, and head back out here. So, up, and I forgot we don't have the jetpack, so it's going to be a little bit harder to maneuver everywhere. Fortunately, it is possible. So yeah. So yeah. Apparently the doctor's been telling humans are evil and all that kind of, and the killer robots are gonna kill you all and all that good stuff. So we can't grab that sprinkler, that would just look suspicious. So we're gonna have to think of something else. So let's head down to the rest area down here. Ah! Okay. Apparently the Mimiga don't care that we're kinda just slaughtering all the plant people. Forgot we don't have the jetpack again, so it's gonna be a little bit challenging to get up. Let's see if we can use this guy. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do, but I doubt you could. Anyway, you're supposed to jump from up there, apparently. Anyway, so yeah, why aren't you working? Because I don't want you to the red flowers. So this sprinkler stopped. So apparently we're a new phase. Wow. Apparently this is a really convincing mask. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, up here, let's talk to this guy, and we can grab the broken sprinkler. Okay, so let's pick it up. But unfortunately, it's out of the battery power that we need, so we're gonna go head down to the rest area and grab a new one. It'll be a little less suspicious, but it doesn't matter too much. Apparently I forgot where the rest area was because I'm stupid. Anyway, so this is just me walking back this way because I'm not smart. And then we walk back this way because I remember what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. So you're supposed to head into the rest area. And, yeah, pretty simple. Just head to the rest area. And, in here, you can talk to these Mimiga as well. So, robots, whatever, she's not scared at all. Okay. So, surface robots did attack. Apparently, he's really old. Apparently, robots have hearts and souls now. Okay. So, he just wants a nap. Anyway, over here is the sprinkler guy. Let's go ahead and pick one up. It broke again. Use this one more carefully. So, there we have the better sprinkler. That actually has battery power, so we can go ahead and hook that up to the rocket, and that's pretty much it. Well, there is one more step we need to take. So anyway, up here, let's jump over everything. Ow! Forgot we didn't have the jetpack again. And once you get used to using it, it's kind of hard to go without it. Anyway. So down here, let's go ahead and talk to her again. Show her the sprinkler. And then more than enough battery power and all that good stuff. Okay. So, man named Ido. So apparently he's a coward. Okay. So, maybe remember that Mimiga guy that was all scared of us. Guess who that is? Guess who we need to go talk to. Don't worry about it too much, it's pretty simple. But let's rest here, and then go ahead and save, and then go talk to Ito, or Ito, or I don't remember. Anyway, oh, back over this way, and up here, and up through here, and just basically to the right. Oh, I missed. Let's just try and head through here as quick as possible. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Yep, that's him. So, she's making a rocket. No idea she was still alive, apparently. Yeah. So there's the controller for launching the rocket, of course. So there we have that. So, this is what Sakamoto needs. Anyway, it's pretty simple. Anyway, required to make the rocket. Pride of Ito, the big fat coward. Kind of funny. Anyway, let's tag the save point and then head back to the rocket area. This is actually the final component needed, after which all we really have to do is rest. So, yeah. Wow, that was pretty effective. I want my jetpack back. Give me back my jetpack. I want my jetpack. Anyway, so let's head through here and go ahead and give her the controller. So yeah, it's a controller. So Ido made it. So without him, it'll be difficult, but she'll make it work. That's all we have to do. So yeah. So now we go take a rest in the bed really quick. And then story events transpire. So there we go. And let's go ahead and hit the save point. So you might be wondering, so there actually is one last life capsule left. It's kinda hidden, I didn't even know where it was because it doesn't actually look like a life capsule. But it's there. So trust me on that. Anyway, up through here, up here. So as you can see, Ido actually came back. So it's kind of interesting. No, you won't. Anyway, same dialogue, same stuff, same stuff, same stuff, same stuff. I'm gonna stop talking to you. Anyway. So, yes, we slept well. Rocket's finished. Surely we can beat the doctor now. Anyway. So we can have our booster back. Yes! We finally have our jetpack. So we won't need the mask anymore. So directly above us is a way that leads to the throne. So we should be able to make it there using the rocket, of course. So the Mimiga are all gone. That means the red flowers have probably already been put to use. So, in case you haven't figured it out by now, the enemies in the last area of the game are enraged Mimiga. We have our booster back. Yay! I miss you so much. Anyway, let's head down to the teleporter back to Arthur's house so we can go and grab that mushroom that restores Curly's memory, in case you hadn't forgotten about that. So where's the last place you've seen mushrooms? In case you don't know, it's actually in the Mimiga cemetery. In case you had noticed a door when we got there last. And that's where we have to go. But we were unable to get to it without the jetpack or the machine gun or that kind of thing. And while we're in the Mimiga cemetery, we actually also have to grab Mr. Little. Now he actually responds to us now because we tell him that his wife's been looking for him, and he actually agrees to come with us. So anyway, doesn't have any new dialogue at all, still. Okay. So up here, let's go ahead and hit the save point. And then out the door. And we now have the jetpack, so it's a little easier to get around. As you can see, we can just boost up to here, and then boost up here, and boost up here. It's a little easier than going through the middle thing every time. So let's just... You don't have to worry about these mushrooms, you can just kill them all. The only guy you really have to worry about is the Gravekeeper and maybe the big one. There actually is a little boss in that, but don't have to worry about it too much. Oh, there we go. Found him. It's pretty easy. It's pretty hard to see him. So he is actually an item. We just pick him up and put him in our pocket. So, interesting. So up here and up here and up here. Ah, got them all. That's pretty good. Almost up. Anyway, up into this door. And there's a blue mushroom. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Yes, we do have business with you. So, do you want the mushroom badge? Yes, but you don't really need it. No, we do need it. But we do want it, yes. You really want it no matter what? Yes. But we do need it. So there we go. The mushroom badge. Now, let's go ahead and check it out in our inventory really quick. It's a, serves no purpose. Something's going up. So we found him out. Just a normal badge, nothing special about it. So you're gonna eat him, yes, because he is the mushroom. So anyway, so now that we do have the spur and the jetpack and everything. So he's a pretty easy boss, but that doesn't mean he's not a challenge. Because of a few pretty annoying ram and rock drop attacks and that kind of thing. But with 45 health and pretty much all the upgrades in the game, we're pretty much set. I missed with my fully charged gun. So he spawns a bunch of little ones, but you don't have to worry about it too much because if you hit the correct one, you're set. There we go, we got him. So he's lost. We got the Ma Pignon. I don't know. Basically, it has the power to restore memories. Yay! So let's head all the way back to the plantation and feed the mushroom to Curly Brace. After which we'll actually head down to the Little house where I can show you guys the special gun that Mr. Little has. That fits in your hands somehow, I don't know. Anyway, in here, let's hit the life recharge because that Mob Penguin boss actually did have quite a bit of health. So anyway, it is a teleporter. Head to the plantation. And yeah. And through here. And here we go. Let's head over to Curly Brace really quick. And then we'll start getting down the big outer wall. Yeah, jetpack. This is the most awesome jetpack ever. Anyway. Over this way. And up here and down here. Same dialogue, even if we have the mushroom. Anyway. Let's go ahead and feature the mushroom. So, yes! So there we go. So her memory is restored, and she has some pretty special dialogue about who we actually are. So our name is, quote, in case you forgot. So a great number of robots were sent to the island by the countries of the surface to wipe out the Mimiga. So yeah. So the people were trying to find the people on the surface were trying to find the demon crown and the core. So we were sent on a mission to destroy the core and the crown. So yeah. So one man sees the demon crown, and the island fell totally silent because the robot's mission was complete or something. So the man was probably the doctor. So apparently Curly and quote actually did try to defeat the doctor before, which is why Misery and Balrog and people are like, "You remind me of something." So anyway, she's fine now. So we saved Curly Brace. We saved Curly Brace. We got the Iron Bond, and we're pretty much set. So, well, that's not very exciting. Yeah. Anyway, so now that we have that, we are all set to go deliver Mr. Little and get the best ending. We have everything required. Anyway, let's tag the save point really quick. It's good to hit all the save points. As you could probably imagine, going down the outer wall is a little easier than going up it. So we down here and down. It's just pretty much just going down all the areas. Now you can pretty much safely ignore most of the enemies, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. Just don't get bit by the sand crocs and you'll be fine. Anyway. Oh, that was pretty skillful. Anyway. Down here. And we're almost at the ground floor where we can deliver Mr. Little finally. Don't fall. There's nothing else down there. It'd be perfect. Anyway. He's home. So he left her inventory. So that's a beautiful sword, and he can trade it for our splint. So he can. Let's go ahead and trade it. Show you guys what it works like. Gave him the blade and obtained the Nemesis. So this is arguably the best gun in the game. Unfortunately, as it levels up, it actually gets worse. So this is the best it'll ever be. Incredible range, incredible damage, and really, really awesome. But as it levels down, it gets worse and worse, eventually shooting little rubber duckies at a less range than the Polar Star. So we're gonna keep our sword, thank you very much. Unfortunately, trading the weapon has reduced it back to level 1. So don't actually do that. Now, if you're going for the best ending, I might actually recommend the Nemesis to you, but it's not terribly. We won't be using much of anything else except the spur anyway. So I sped this up 10x just to save some time because we were kind of getting into the 40-minute mark anyway. Because watching sped up platforming is always fun, right? Anyway, up and up and up and up and up, and here we are. So let's tag the save point. Head over this way. Now, you don't need to actually worry about weapon levels. I'll explain that to you in the next episode, of course, because the final area of the game, or at least the secret one that we're about to encounter, has a neat little gimmick that reduces all your weapons to level 1 at the start. But as I just said, we'll talk about that more later. So as you can see, we're back at full health, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, let's launch the rocket. Now, there's one thing we have to do before we go on any further. Anyway, let's talk to the doggy here. So it's been a while, woof. Okay. So we have a life capsule. He also gives you another life pod if you've used yours by now, which you shouldn't have because you shouldn't have to. So max life increased by 5. We're now at 50. Quite a bit. Tell Curly he said hi. Okay, we just wait for the rocket to fall back down, and there we go. So now we just launch it again. And we are now heading into the point of no return. So that's why I finished up all of my stuff. With the presses, they actually managed to hit the rocket somehow. So here we are. Save point. That's the best will be. So that's the end of this episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode when I show you the hidden last cave. Class is dismissed.